to Aquí Soñamos. I'm Ashley.
I'm Sammie.
We always start the introduction like just mid sentence, so
Yeah.
you know that's how we do it here.
But it's so fun because we're just like, I don't know, we give each other this like nonverbal cue.
I never get that cue from you. And so it's just like, okay, what are we doing? I'm just like, welcome back to the podcast.
So maybe
Literally.
it's a verbal cue. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a okay, once you hear these words, let's go.
So like, hey guys, what's up? What's going
What's
on? What are we
up?
doing?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Um this you know what? Sam, how are you? Before we get into business, Sam, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. It's
Mm-hmm.
sunny in California. It was supposed to rain today. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm vibing. It's a
Is
vibe
this
today.
is it not gonna rain anymore?
I don't know. California's crazy when it comes to the rain because they be like, it's not gonna rain, and then at noon it'll start raining.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Global warming, guys, it's real.
That's
How
good.
are you?
I feel very good. I think I'm doing very good. I mean, I can tell you about the weather here too, but it'll probably be different by the time people listen to this. But no, I feel good. Everything's good right now in life. I don't remember if I told you this, but you remember like in our first episode when I was like, I don't like my manager?
Yes.
Yeah, I switched back to the account that I first started with, and so
Okay.
now it's like heaven. Everything is perfect with work, right?
Oh,
And
you're at peace.
I'm at peace. In one of our previous episodes, I'm gonna give you an update again because I mentioned this on a previous episode about that I
Mm-hmm.
was going to my cousin's wedding in Florida, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me why. Just honestly, reliving that 2 days is kind of traumatic at this point, okay? But tell me why our flight leaves at like 7:20 in the morning, right?
Okay.
So Gabby, baby, and I make it to the airport by like
Mm-hmm.
five something. We check in, we get past security, right? And okay, it's like six o'clock or whatever, 6:15. At that point, we're like, okay, my wife wanted to get something to eat, whatever, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we had a physical boarding pass and we had the app with the boarding pass as well, right?
Okay.
And once we get past security, I'm like, okay, we need to go to gate D11, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my wife was like, oh, like I thought it was E32, right? So then I look at the boarding pass on the phone and it says E32, right? So I'm like, oh,
Okay.
okay. I saw D11 somewhere else, right? So we get breakfast, we go to E32, we wait there for like 30, 40 minutes, right? And they're boarding a flight to Cancun, right? And I'm
In your
like,
gate?
oh, yes, in the gate
Okay.
in E32, they're boarding a flight to Cancun. And I was not going to
Hmm.
Cancun, right? So I'm like, oh, okay,
I would have gone to Cancun.
they're running late, right? So I was like, okay, they're running late. They're gonna board this plane, and the plane that we're taking to Florida is gonna arrive, right?
Okay.
Because that happens sometimes where like your plane's running late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our boarding was supposed to start at 6:45, right? 6:45 comes and goes, and then once the Cancun plane boards, they say, okay, the next flight leaving out of here is going to like Nebraska or something, right? And I'm like, what? So I go talk to the guy at the counter, right? And I feel
Uh-huh.
like this was my mistake. I waited about 5 minutes at the counter before I could talk to the guy. Okay?
Because there were
So
other people there,
right.
or
Because
okay,
they were
okay.
talking to somebody else, right?
Uh-huh.
So I finally get to the guy and I literally say, I feel like I have a ticket to a non existing flight, right? Because I'm like, it
Okay.
says E32, but you guys aren't boarding to Florida. And he's like, yeah, that flight was moved to D11, right?
Oh,
And I'm
snap.
like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? And by that time, the plane was supposed to leave at 7:22. It was 7:18 by the time he told me that, okay? And like, to go from E to D, a whole different terminal, you have to take a little sky train or whatever, right, to get there.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
That's cool. It's like Disneyland.
Yes, yeah. They have a little train that connects you to the terminals, right? So I'm like, Gabby, get the shit. We have to like walk fast, right? And we
Uh-huh.
have the baby in the stroller, right? Half asleep
Uh-huh.
doing this shit.
Oh.
Um, So we're like boom, 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 like borderline running, right? On the train when it's arriving to terminal D, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
I see the gate, the plane is still there, right? Like the plane is still there, right? I'm like, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, right? We get off the train, we have to take an elevator, the elevator goes down, and thankfully like the elevator is right there at the gate that I needed, right? We go to the gate and the plane is backing up. And I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? Like we were just like 2 minutes late, right? To where I feel like if I hadn't stood in line for 5 minutes, we would have made it.
You would have made it.
Yeah,
But how would
but
you have known where to go? Like, because you were still assuming.
I
I
was
mean,
mad because the app was not updating. The app stayed with the original terminal, but the physical boarding pass was updating, right? So whatever, we waited at the airport to see if we can do standby for the next flight. That didn't happen, right? So this is a long story, but we're about halfway through. Okay. So we waited at the airport for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? And
uh,
I'm like, Gabby, if we can't get on this flight, like, I am okay driving, right? Like,
mhm.
and from Texas to Florida, nonstop, the GPS will say it's about 17 hours, okay?
Oh
So
no.
obviously, we were gonna have to stop along the way, right? Okay, so we didn't make it on the next flight. We go down to the rental cars, and I had a reservation in Tampa to pick up in Tampa and drop off in Tampa, but I need to get to Tampa, right?
Right.
So I was asking around. I asked Enterprise, hey, do you have a one way car that I can take to Tampa, right?
Mm,
They're like, no, we're sold out on one way cars, right?
mhm.
And where the rental cars are in DFW, it's like a bunch of different companies, right?
Okay.
So we went to about five different people. None of them, none of them had one way cars, right? So at this point, I was like, okay, if we're gonna drive there, fuck it, I'm just gonna drive back, right?
Mhm.
Like
Are we
Gabby
allowed
and
to
the
curse on
baby,
this?
yeah, Gabby and the baby, we've cussed before. Gabby and the baby can get on the plane back. You're stupid. It's like, hey, welcome to episode 10.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
You're okay. You're chill. You still have like those morning jitters of like, I'm still a little bit asleep, but
No, I don't. I've been up for an hour and a half now. I'm fine.
okay, okay.
I'm sorry. Continue with your story.
So I was like, look, Gabby and the baby can take the plane back. I will
Mhm.
drive back. Okay.
Okay.
To get to kind of the end of the story, well, almost the end. Nobody at the airport could rent me a car round trip at this point to Texas. Okay. So we had to book a
You mean to
car,
Florida?
round trip Texas. I was gonna go to Florida. I was gonna drive back to Texas.
Okay,
Right.
okay. I got you.
We had to book a car at like a different Enterprise location. All right. We had to take an Uber there, and then we finally got in the
Mm,
car. Okay. We finally got a car. Okay. By
okay.
this point, it was noon on a Friday, and the wedding that we were going to was at 4 p.m. Saturday. Okay.
Oh,
So
crap.
what's that? That's like what 28 hours. But okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. So it took us 26 hours to get there, right? Because we had to stop, feed the baby, make sure he's not in the car seat for too long. It was pouring rain. At some point, we're like, I had to pull over. I was literally driving. I was looking at the line on the floor, the painted line, and that's
Uh-huh.
the only way that I was like, okay, I'm in my lane. I'm in my lane. I'm in my lane. And there were like a couple of
Oh
times that I had to pull over. There was traffic, but it was like a movie, right? Because we pulled up to my aunt's house. We had like 30 minutes to get ready for the wedding, and then we went to the wedding, right? And like this was with Gabby and I like only sleeping in the car maybe 30, 45 minutes on and off, right?
no. Uh-huh.
And so it was just like it was I'm so happy we made it to the wedding, but it was just so like like to the very end of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was crazy. Thankfully, my baby, like, literally for that whole 26 hours, slept for like 20 hours of it. Like, if he wasn't awake, like eating or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
we would put him in the car seat and he would just knock out. So thankfully, like, it's not like we had a crying baby all the time. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
long story short, don't miss your flight.
Don't
And then
miss your flight.
what's
Or
funny,
actually, I think the lesson is trust the printed boarding
the
pass
printed boarding pass, yes.
and not the app.
And what's funny,
That's
what's funny
that's the
is that
lesson.
I had a cousin that was flying out of the same airport Saturday morning to Tampa, right?
Okay.
And so I pull up to my aunt's house and he opens the door, right? And I'm like, I'm mad you didn't miss your flight. And he's like, I would never be so irresponsible to do that.
Hater.
God damn it. But all right, yes. That was the wedding story. It ended up being a really good weekend. We went to Epcot after the
Yeah.
wedding, so it
What's
was
Epcot?
fun. Oh, okay. Epcot is one of the Walt Disney World parks
In where?
in Orlando.
Yeah.
Lake Buena Vista, Orlando, Florida.
Oh, see, I don't even know the Addy. I don't know where it's at. I only go to Disneyland.
Oh, you didn't know Walt Disney World was in Orlando?
No, I knew it was in
Okay,
Orlando,
okay,
but
okay,
you
okay,
said
okay.
Lake Avenue or something. I
Like,
didn't know that.
because I asked, I don't know if it was Gabby or something about this, because it's actually in Lake Buena Vista, but I guess like it's either close enough to Orlando or like it's property is more in Orlando to where they just say it's in Orlando. But anyways, yeah, you should go
Mm,
to Walt Disney World though, because it's cool. I love Disneyland. I love California Adventure. But
hmm.
Walt Disney World is also should be experienced by all adults and non-adults.
Adults and children, you mean?
Yes.
Or did you,
Well, elderly people too.
aren't
You
they
know.
also adults?
Yeah, but yeah. Yes.
Okay, okay, whatever.
All right.
Um,
Well, after that long story, guys, welcome to the episode. This episode is actually going to be kind of an update episode on the podcast on
yeah.
us, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why like I was okay sharing that story because I'm like, hey, you know what? This is an update episode, right? So
Yeah.
we wanted to do an update episode. First of all, even though this was like about half a month ago, Sam, congratulations again. We made it to 3 months of Aquí
I
Soñamos,
know. Woo
right?
woo. Bow,
The
bow, bow,
first
bow.
the first episode we were like, we're doing a trial period for 3 months.
And we made
And
it.
we made it the 3 months, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it felt really good to hit that 3 month mark. It felt like it was easy to like commit to. It's been
Mm-hmm.
fun. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like our conversations have been very informative. And we
Yeah.
talk about some really good stuff that
Yeah.
like the other day when I was talking to you about
I
something.
was like, what other day?
The other day I was talking to you about something and I was like, oh, it's like what we said on the episode about this and this and this. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
so it's really cool because like at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning we were like we don't have the experience, we're not like professionals in this, we're just talking, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's really cool to see like the stuff that we talk about like in real life play out,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
um so I guess
And
Soñamos is
hopefully,
officially, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry I cut you
No, go
off.
ahead.
Continue. Go for it.
I was gonna say Aki Soñamos is officially, a quarter of a year old, and I don't see it having an end anytime soon, which is, exciting.
Just kidding, kisses.
Sam's like, that's not true. What were you gonna say though?
um I'm just I'm hoping that our listeners also feel that way too, that the conversations that we have, they can kind of relate to and they're kind of getting some insight. And it's not
Hmm.
just them just listening to us to listen to us. I mean, I know we
Right.
cute and we good to look at, but hopefully you guys are also gaining something from these episodes, you
Right. A
know?
little bit of like, oh, I didn't think about that. Or like, yeah, I'm not the only one
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I will say, on this trip to Florida, I realized that I am very proud of this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the wedding, there was this guy who's somebody's cousin, right?
Okay.
And he sang two songs. He does like reggaeton, right?
Okay.
And he sang two songs, and I was like, this guy sounds like really good, right?
Okay.
And so I told Gabby, I was like, I'm gonna ask him to be on the podcast, right? And I don't remember what she said, but then I was kind of like, maybe not, right? But
Mm-hmm.
a little bit later, without asking her again, right? I was like, nah. I just got up and I went to talk to the guy. I was like, hey, like, I'm Ashley, like, I have this podcast. We talk about this is this. Do you want to be on it, right? He was like, yeah, like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm down, right? So it was like a sense of pride of like having this form
Platform.
of yeah, platform
Mm-hmm.
where I am like proud to invite people on, right? Because before I had this, and you know, when like music was the only thing I was trying to pursue, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would have felt like a bit of like jealousy, not because I want to be a reggaetonera, but because I'm like, oh, this guy is out here like making really good sounding music, trying to live
Mm-hmm.
his dream, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not really doing that, right?
Yeah.
So it felt like it was finally a break in the cycle of like being kind of envious of people that are living their dream, because I have
Okay.
this platform that like I really
Ooh.
love and am proud of, and like is about a topic that I really love, right? Living
Yeah.
your dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was really nice to kind of like have that experience of like realizing that, right?
Yeah.
Which then made me be like, I should just be inviting people like on Instagram, people that I have on Facebook or whatever, to be on the episode on an episode. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
there's um this other family. I added them on Facebook over a decade ago, right? But
They're just a random family, or are they connected to you
they're
in some
not
way?
family, right?
Okay.
I don't remember how I found them. I don't remember what the beginning connection was to just adding them on Facebook, right?
Facebook, be careful.
Hmm.
Ashley be adding
But no,
randos.
they're local. They're local to where I live. Okay,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
but the woman, she does like photography like as a business, right?
Okay.
And then I think, I don't want to say her husband or her boyfriend, I think a man in their family has like a Puerto Rican either food truck or food tent where they set up like at farmers markets and whatnot.
Okay.
And her kid does like little mini pancakes, right? And like
Okay.
sells them and stuff, right? And they posted on Facebook that like they got in partnership with this like Puerto Rican organization, and that they were going to be selling at Texas's first Puerto Rican parade, and whatnot. And I was like, that's really cool. So I just shot her a message, hey, I have this podcast. Like, do you and your son want to be on it? She's like, yeah, for sure. So just
Okay.
that kind of like, oh, this is badass. Like
Like
first
I
of
can
all,
do
it's
this. Yeah.
yeah, it might actually be easier to get guests than like, oh, waiting for people to reach out to us. I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna hit you up.
Right.
And then yeah, just being really proud of this podcast. So I went through that like that feeling of like I am like really proud of Aquí Soñamos, and like just thinking about like, man, like this could like down the line, like what could this turn into? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been pretty good. It was good to go through that feeling of pride with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Mm, that's cool.
yeah, I will say, an update from our first episode is that we are going to still keep our episodes bi-weekly right now.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
we're just in I think a good routine, and a non so pressured routine of when
Right.
we record enough episodes to get us through the month, right? And we're not
Mm-hmm.
worried about recording a new episode every week.
Mm-hmm.
So for right now, we're gonna keep it bi-weekly. You know, we'll try to keep growing our social media and whatnot. I'm
Yeah.
sure that like at some point we'll hit weekly, but for
Mm-hmm.
right now, just with our lives, it definitely fits in better with our
To do
recording schedule.
bi-weekly.
Yeah, and release
Yeah.
schedule to keep it bi-weekly.
100%. Yes. And I know we had said that we were going to talk a lot of Spanish, and we haven't really. Um, but definitely we try to drop it in every once in a while. So that would kind of keep the same flow as well. Like we're not gonna do specific Spanish episodes
Mhm.
or like episodes in Spanish. It will kind of just be
Right.
kind of what we have here. And
Right.
if the Spanish comes out, then you know.
Hmm. I will say, that so the guy from the wedding, right? That one that episode probably will be primarily in Spanish, I
Oh,
think.
that's fine.
So I will say I don't think it'll restrict us from inviting people on who
No.
their main language, like when we have Bad Bunny, that interview is going to be in Spanish, you know what I mean?
Or Peso Pluma. Yeah. I haven't, yeah, when we have Peso Pluma on,
Right, right, we'll
it'll be
definitely
in
cater
Spanish
we'll definitely
to
cater
them.
to their yeah, their primary
Exactly.
language. You know, we're
Yes,
flexible.
we are. In more ways
Stupid.
than
Sam. God damn. Anyways, yes.
Anyways,
Okay. So,
um,
what do you want to say about the last 3 months doing Aquí Soñamos? What has it been like for you? Like, what, tell me how you've been feeling about it.
um, it's been a place where I can really just express and like be myself. I was really
Mhm.
nervous like
Mhm.
when we started this journey because I was like, oh my God, people are gonna look at me, they're gonna judge me, I'm gonna be on screen,
Mhm.
my voice is gonna sound weird, blah blah blah, you know? Um, but no, I think it's a place where I've actually allowed myself to grow and kind of get
Mhm.
comfortable in the space, you know, breaking out
Mhm.
of my comfort zone and kind of pushing myself to be comfortable with the idea of doing this.
Mhm.
I love that I have this outlet and it's a way for me to express myself and be me and like also relate like the struggles and things that I've had in my journey to
Mhm.
reach my end goals. And yeah, I think it's great. I love it.
Mhm.
I don't see an end to it either. You know, I hope that this continues for as much as possible because
Right.
it is really fun.
Mhm.
And it's a great space too. I think we have really good banter, you and I.
Mhm.
And then when we add the guest, I think even though I feel like you take over the conversation most of the time because I'm just like, you know, I still really enjoy it and I still think that
Mhm.
it's a good time and we have a good flow, you know.
Right.
Tenemos
Yeah.
flow.
Like ever since the first couple of topic episodes, right? We've kind of realized that like, yeah, I like to like kind of ask the
The
questions, right?
questions
But
and
the
then
episode, yeah, the episode always comes out with like kind of like we don't know where we're going at the beginning, right? But like the end,
yeah,
it always like, oh, well, we figured this out this
yeah,
episode, right?
yeah,
So, like you said, yeah, I feel like I wish I had like notes of everything that we've talked about because I feel like we've talked about some really good stuff and like I need to apply this to my life. But I love it too. I love you guys. I love that we're building this community of dreamers. And it's
yes,
just it's just really cool. Like, dreaming big has always been a big part of my life. And so
yeah,
having this platform that's meant to inspire people to pursue their
yeah,
dreams and all
yeah.
that stuff is something that I hold very near and dear to my heart. So
Oh,
it's so cute.
to another 3 months. We should have got
To
liquor.
another 3 months. Liquor.
It's 9 in the morning in California. I don't know what time it is over there.
Woo, it's 11:15.
Oh, that's perfect timing. That's brunch.
It
You
is
could have
brunch.
you could have liquor at brunch.
But
And
yeah, here's to 3 more months to a
cheers.
year to just continuing to for you and I continuing to grow with each other,
Mhm.
for our
Yeah.
listeners continuing to see us like go through life
Yeah.
accomplishing our goals. For
Mhm.
that episode in 2 years, that's going to be a lit episode when Miss Samantha has her PhD.
Oh. Yeah, hopefully. I don't know, man. Y'all.
You're like, oh,
Nah, because it's been a struggle. I think like
mm-hmm,
um I don't know if I had mentioned on here, but I had a passing in the family and so that kind of deterred me a little bit from school.
mm-hmm,
Um and I didn't end up with the grade that I wanted in one of
mm-hmm,
my classes, so I'm going to retake it just because it's
mm-hmm.
going to affect my GPA a lot.
Okay.
And so I'm in my next class and I'm trying really hard to not hold on to the grade of my last class
Mm-hmm,
to kind of push through for this class. But I'm also
mm-hmm.
just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
It's
want to retake a bunch of classes just to fix
yeah,
your grade because you passed it.
exactly.
You just want to bump up the grade.
No,
Oh, you didn't pass it.
no. I got a
Oh,
D.
okay,
I got a
okay.
D.
How many times are
Um,
you allowed to retake a class?
Twice.
Okay, I got you.
But I have to maintain a GPA of 3.0.
Okay, that was what I was. Okay,
Yeah, and so like because I only have like 3 classes, the D is hitting heavy.
yeah. Stupid. The D is really weighing you down, man.
It-
It's holding you down. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, retake that when you know you're in a decent spot. Of course, we can't control what happens in life, right? But
No, we
yeah,
definitely can't. But
yeah. But do not let yourself get a low grade just because you had a D before. Come on, you know better than that. No, for real. Keep your
no,
shit
for
up.
real,
We,
for real.
we
No,
want
I know.
to. We want those those milestone episodes. I think within the podcast will be really really cool.
Yeah,
Um. So yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing you. Our listeners are gonna keep pushing you. Your mom's gonna keep pushing you. So
I know.
yeah.
Shout out to my mom.
She left that really cute comment on YouTube.
I
Um.
know. I was like,
Yeah.
thanks. And then
But.
she like, um, sidebar, she was like, I don't know how it came up, but it came up in the car when I was with my dad and my mom.
Mhm.
And then my dad's like, "What are you talking about?" And then my mom was like, "If you would pay attention to Sammy's podcast, you would know what we were talking about." And I was like, "Yes." And then and he's like, "I haven't listened." He's like, "I'm gonna listen to it." He's like, "The last one that I listened to was Jasmine's, I think." And then I was
mm,
like,
mhm.
you've missed some good episodes."
Yeah, you know what? I be testing my wife, okay? My wife's supportive, but she doesn't like we don't listen to the same stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
So I've been yesterday, I think I was like if I make this motion of like popping something in the air, right? I'm like and it relates to the podcast. What do you think that means? And she's like sticking your finger up or something. I don't know. And I was like, no, it's pop the bubble. And then she was like, oh, is that from your last episode? And I was like, no, we've talked about it multiple episodes. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, well, damn, Gabby, come on. But
Um,
I was like, it's whatever. I've learned to not be bothered by the fact that she probably does not listen to all of our
yeah,
episodes because she has to listen to me talk about my dreams every other day. So
exactly. The beauty of being in a marriage, I guess.
having to listen to your spouse's dreams. You're weird.
Constantly. Ugh, it just weighs
Yes.
you down.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, this
no,
is
but like kind of like indulging, I guess, into like
indulging.
my
Mm-hmm.
life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm single, so I'm dating, and so I
Mm-hmm.
have on my dating profiles that like I have a podcast and this is where you
Mm-hmm.
can listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's made it easier for guys, for the people that I'm trying to date,
Mm-hmm.
like to have a talking point with me because they'll be like, "Oh, I heard
Uh-huh.
you have a podcast," and I'm like, "Oh
Yeah,
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 have you
yeah.
listened to it?" And then they'd be like,
Did you
no."
subscribe?
I'm like and subscribe.
If you want to like me, you gotta like and subscribe to the podcast.
Exactly, exactly. I'm like, we have to have that same energy, honey. Like,
That's
you got to
funny though.
support me in what I'm doing, you know?
That's funny. It would
Um,
be a good talking point because most of the time it's just like, oh hi, I heard you like pepperoni pizza.
or the whole like,
That's
there's
my
like a
opening line.
question. Listen, it's better than some of the ones that I've gotten. You don't even know.
Okay, so what? It's like one of the apps where like it asks you a question and you're
It'll
supposed to like
ask you
match it.
like, um, one was like, does pineapple belong on pizza? And I'm like, how many times are we gonna have
Mm-hmm.
this debate? Like, I just,
Mm-hmm.
or then it would be
Does it
like,
though?
yes.
Okay. I don't think so, but I don't judge.
That face looked like it was judging Ashley,
No, 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 no,
so no
no.
sé qué estás diciendo.
You know what we've started doing with our pizza
No.
is I don't really like you don't know because I'm about to tell you.
Exactly.
I don't really like I don't really do a lot of spicy stuff, right? Sometimes I'll be in the mood for like a spicy like wing or something, right?
Is that because you're Puerto Rican or is that just like your personal?
No, I think it's just personal. Like my sister really likes spicy stuff, right?
Okay.
So
Because
it's just
isn't there like
personal.
a, and this isn't to like bash like Latinos or whatever, but there are some Latinos that like no le gustan el chile.
Um, See, I don't know about generalizing it, but I do know that like see, I don't want to generalize it either, but I believe Mexicans use a lot more spice within their food than like what we use. We don't we none
Yeah.
of our food is spicy. Let me put it that way. None of our food is spicy
Mm-hmm.
unless you want to make it spicy. But
Mm-hmm.
we've started adding jalapenos to our pizza, right?
Yes.
Even though we
You
take
take
them
them
off,
off. Yes.
that little like that kick, that's
Yes.
really good. And when
Yes.
the pizza is good, it's good. You know, I gotta go like my nose will start tearing up a little bit, but but I'm like, this is good. So yeah, we started doing that. I'm like, this is a winner.
Yeah.
Um,
We usually
yeah.
do pineapple pepperoni and jalapeno.
Mm.
So you get the sweet and the spicy. It's so good. Don't knock it till you try it.
Let me ask you this: pineapple on
Okay.
pizza, is it warm or is it cold?
It's warmed. It's heated.
See, I don't like warm pineapple. I feel like it
Try
tastes
it.
weird. I have tried it. That's how I know I don't like it.
Oh, I don't
Cause
know what to
like
tell you. You're
we
weird.
went,
Just kidding.
I know that we went to like this Brazilian steakhouse years ago, right? And
Mm-hmm.
one of like their little desserts that they would bring by was like a warm pineapple circle with like some cinnamon on there or whatever. And like I tried it, I'm just like, yeah, just this isn't for me. But you do you, girl. Eat that pineapple. I hear it has good results for your dating game.
Anyway, I'm
Okay.
gonna tell my mom not to listen to
Just put it in the title. No mothers, please.
this. No moms allowed.
Yeah, that's funny. Um, okay, I mean, we updated you guys on the podcast on how we're feeling about the podcast. The podcast does not have an end date. Um, Keeping
For
it
now.
bi-weekly. Keeping it bi-weekly. I think if the podcast ever ends, hopefully, it's because we've been able to transition Aquí Soñamos into a couple of different things
Mm-hmm.
that now need like the most attention. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Aquí Soñamos might end up being something that we just do for fun. Like, well, we do it for fun now, but like just here and
Yeah,
there,
for real. Mm-hmm.
just here and there. But I hope that like if the podcast does minimize, it's because we've been able to grow Aquí Soñamos into some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, go ahead.
I had a thought, and then it escaped me. So,
Mm, oh.
um, I did it again. Oh, did I tell you that I got licensed?
You sent me an email that said congratulations. Tell me what that is though, because I was like, is this something you need your master's for, or like,
Yes.
what does this
So,
mean now? What does this
okay.
mean?
So, in the state of beautiful California,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the more trickier states to get licensed as a clinical therapist because of their requirements. So, what happens is after I graduate with my master's program, I have to apply for an associate license. And the associate license is basically me being in the field as a basically an intern, but I get paid as
Mm-hmm.
like a licensed
Mm-hmm.
clinician. And I have to gain 3,000 hours. And then once I gain the 3,000 hours, then I could apply for licensing. And then with the applying of licensing, I have to sit for an exam. And then if I pass that exam, then I am a licensed clinical therapist.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's where I'm at right now.
Pass the exam, licensed clinical
No, no, no,
therapist.
no, 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 no.
No.
I haven't done the exam.
Okay.
California is one of the few states that doesn't allow you to take the exam until after you've completed the 3,000 hours.
Okay. How many hours do you have?
Not a lot. I have like, I don't even think I have 1,000.
Okay.
Because it only counts direct clinical hours, so it's only counting the time that I have with clients.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So actually, that's a lie. It counts the time that I'm doing with clients, the time that I do in like groups where I do therapy groups, and then
Right.
I think it counts some indirect hours where I'm just like doing paperwork or session notes and
Mhm.
things like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but I don't even think I'm at 1,000. And
Mhm.
I was trying to fight for them to approve my hours that I did as an intern during my master's program. So like that'll
Mhm.
give me like another boost.
Mhm.
Because I completed 700 hours as an intern.
Wow. Yeah.
And then so adding that on top, I would definitely hit 1,000 at least right now.
Mhm.
But
Right.
we'll see. I
Yeah.
still have to wait for approval on
Yeah.
that.
So you're kind of on that second to last step. You're gaining the hours, then the test, then fully
Yes.
licensed. Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's not bad. I'm sure you have less steps to go than what you've had to accomplish already. so,
Yes. No,
so you're near the
definitely.
end. You're near the
I
end. Yeah.
am. I'm near the end and I'm like really hopeful about it, but it's
Mhm.
also just like I see it as this like huge mountain and I have to
Mhm.
remind myself that like we're
One
taking
hour at a
it.
time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're taking it a step at a time and I can't overwhelm myself with it because
Right.
then I'll get discouraged.
Right. I feel
So
like as long as you,
yeah.
hopefully, if you keep enjoying what you're doing, enjoying working with your clients, those hours will just, it won't be like those hours are dragging.
Yeah.
It'll
Mhm.
just be like, like I love what I'm doing, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
continue doing what I'm doing, getting paid for it right now, and then I'll hit that milestone. You know what I mean? Like I'll
Yeah.
hit it. You're still young, girl. You'll hit it by your 50.
That's so rude. That's so
I'm
rude.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
But
but there
obviously,
is like there's like I have a couple of coworkers that
hmm
they started their licensing and then they stopped like halfway through. And I'm like,
hmm
"For what? Like why would you do that? You were almost there." And they were like, "I just didn't feel like applying for licensing." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I
keep it
guess."
going though. Keep it
Yeah.
going. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
so that's another update.
hmm
And then school, I'm in my fourth class.
hmm
Fourth fourth class already.
hmm
I'm in the third week already in the fourth class.
This is a very random question.
Okay.
Your school is year round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cuz so my school it's an online program. I go to Grand
hmm
Canyon University. Shout
hmm
out.
Shout
Um
out
shout out.
Cougars.
Um they're Lopes.
Go Lopes.
Go Lopes. Go Lopes. Um I've only been to the campus once and that's when I
hmm
graduated for my master's.
That's right.
So,
hmm
yeah. Um what was I saying? Oh, yeah, it's year round. Because it's an online program, I have a class every 8 weeks.
Okay.
So I will complete a class in 8 weeks, and then after I complete that class, I have the option to take a 2 week break, 1 to 2 week break,
hmm
without it affecting my financial aid,
hmm
or I just start the next day.
hmm
So every class will start on a Thursday and end on a
Okay.
Wednesday of the eight
Okay.
weeks.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
You ever feel like it sucks doing it year round? Or is it kind of better because you just kind of get into the routine of
I
keep it
just get
going?
into the routine of going
Yeah.
through it.
Okay.
What I like, I think with this one though, like with my doctorate,
hmm
it's very tedious because I have to. I hope Lupe doesn't listen to this episode.
She probably will. Hey, Lupe.
Hey Lupe, how you doing? Um, whatchamacallit? Like, how do I say it? Okay, so with the doctorate at my school, we do the dissertation as we're going through our courses.
hmm
So not only do I have to do the coursework in the classes, but
hmm
I also have to do reading and analyzing articles and building a paper for my dissertation as well.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
because within the first 6 classes, I have a thing called residency. And at the residency, that's where professors and other doctors begin to assess the feasibility of my research.
Mm.
And then if they're like, this is a no-go, then I have to start all over. And then,
Wow.
yeah.
Do you have time? Not that this is gonna happen to you, right? But like after those 6 classes, right?
hmm
You still have enough time to start fresh, or like will it be
I
like now you have
have
to put it in high gear and like rush?
I have
'Cause that
four
sucks.
classes. I have four
Mhm.
classes to start the following for me to start the following residency where we start discussing the the research and how we're going to conduct the research and what study we're going to do and how can I implement that and things like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's like 24 weeks. So like
Mhm.
3 months, 3 to 4 months.
Mhm.
No, that's a lie. That's like 6 months.
It's well, eight sessions of eight. Wait, 4 sessions of 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
32. Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
8 months. 8 months around. I
No.
don't know. I don't know. The math ain't mathing right now. Let me tell you.
8. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be 8. It would be 8.
8 months.
Oh
No.
God. If one class is 8 weeks, that means one class is 2 months, right? If you
Yeah.
have 4 classes to take times two is 8.
Yes.
Not me doing finger math. 4 times 2, 8. You didn't see that magic.
I'm a visual person.
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I would have 8 weeks to then change my study and things like that.
8 months, but yes. You guys get it. But
You
you're not
guys
gonna
get
have
it.
to. You're not gonna have to. You're
No.
not gonna have to.
I
Yeah.
I think I'm doing pretty good. And
Yeah.
I'm the goal for next class is to start asking for feedback on my dissertation. I really
Like
have
from
been
classmates or just random people in your
from
life?
professors.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Because I like this one professor. Her name is, I don't know if I should say her name. I don't know. And I've had her already for 2 of the classes that I've had.
Mhm.
And she's a vibe. Like, I don't know,
Mhm.
we just click.
Mhm.
Um, so
So
I'm
you want
gonna
to ask
ask
her?
her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of
Yeah.
want her to be on we have like
Little
a,
bored.
a board
Mhm.
of teachers, professors, and professionals. And so I kind of want her to be on mine because I don't know, we just click and
And you
the
can
feedback.
choose who's on.
Yes,
Your board is people that are just gonna help you, or your board is the people that are at the very end gonna say yes or no.
both,
Okay.
both. And then when I defend my dissertation, because I have to
Mhm.
defend it, I have to do a
Mhm.
presentation. I'm so scared.
Mhm.
Um, they're gonna be the ones they're gonna be part of the panel because I think it's a panel of
Right.
like 6 to 8 people
Okay.
where I
Okay.
have to
Okay. Okay.
defend.
Okay.
And so they'll like ask me questions about it. And then they'll be like, well,
Mhm.
what happened with this? And what about this? And when you looked at this variable, what was the reaction? And
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
yeah,
But that's down the line. You'll be prepared for it. I know it.
I hope, oh my God, a
What?
possum is crossing in front of. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was like, oh my god, you just saw something.
Oh my God.
Is it cute? Say hi.
No, it is not cute. That was so gross. Anyways,
Your backyard.
um, so yeah, that's the plan with school.
Mhm.
That's the
Mhm.
goals right now.
Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah. Fitness too. I started working out in the front part of the gym.
Yes, you did tell me you started using those machines.
I did. I started using those
What
machines.
made you finally that first day just be like, fuck it?
I think it was just, I was like, the machines that I was usually using were being used, and I'm like,
Mhm.
now is the opportunity. Like, this is my
Mhm.
sign to go and use them.
Mhm.
And then so I did, and I was like, nobody's looking at me. I'm totally
Mhm.
fine. And then, like, where that space is in my gym, like, I just look straight and it's the front door. And
Right.
so
So
I'm
you don't
just
see
like,
anybody. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Mhm.
yes.
Good for you.
I know. Next is the free
Congratulations.
weights.
Congratulations. Yeah. Yeah, that's something I need to be okay with as well. But yeah.
What?
The free weights things.
Oh, yeah,
Cause
yeah, yeah.
I'll hit the machine. I'll hit the machine, but free weights, I'm like, it's not that I don't know how to use them. It's just that, like, you kind of have to get them, and then you have to stand like in that whole area with other people. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
I don't actually like
you can go to
because
little.
I go to a little corner in like one of the little rooms because there's
Mhm.
they have like in the circles, I don't know what they're called. I don't know if there's like a specific name for them. But
Mhm.
did you yawn?
No, I was stretching my jaw.
Clearly, I'm boring.
No, so
Rude.
the circles in your gym.
Yes, so I'll use those to like
Mhm.
do raises or like to stretch my bicep or
Mm.
you know. But those all go into like a little corner
Mm. Okay.
in the in the room, and then I
Mhm.
just use those, and then I put them
Mhm.
back.
Mhm.
And then, but there's also like moms that go and they'll take like the dumbbells, and they'll take them to the little room, and they'll
Mhm.
stretch in the dumbbell in the little room, and then they take them back. So you can
The
move
little
them
room is
around.
for anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, my gym has a separate area that is for women only, right?
Okay.
And I don't
That's cool.
I don't go in there, right? But I
Why?
don't know what I don't know if it's like I don't know why I feel like I it's I don't know. It's like, oh, like, it's not that I'm trying to hide, because okay, let me ask you this. What would be the purpose of women having a separate room?
So like that guys don't aren't creepy.
Exactly. And so I feel like me going in there kind of gives off, so like, oh, I feel like the guys in the gym are gonna be creepy, right? I kind of feel like by going in there, I'm saying like, oh, like, you guys are gonna be creepy, and I'm like, I don't want people to feel like I'm scared of working out in front of them, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want the guys to
Yeah,
feel like
but
I'm trying to
if
hide from them, like
I
in the way of like, I don't want you to look at me.
mm, I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
100%. I get
Mhm.
what you're saying. However, I don't think that that's the purpose. I think it's just to create a safe space for women in there. But
But the
and it's
gym
not.
should be a safe space anyways.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not, and some people get
Yeah.
self-conscious, and then so they're like, you know. But I don't think if you go in the room, then they're like, oh, she
Mm.
doesn't feel
Yeah.
safe. No,
Yeah, see,
they're
that's
not
what that's
doing
what,
that.
like, not that I know these people, but it's just like, I don't want to give off the vibe of like, I don't want to
That
be
you
by
don't feel
you.
safe.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
But I don't
Yeah.
think that that's the vibe that you'd be giving off,
We'll
even
see.
if you went in there.
Maybe next time. It's kind of cool because it connects directly to the women's locker room. I'm like, you don't even have to see me going in there. I could just go through the locker room and then boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. And do
But
they have like their own weight machines and stuff in there, or is it just like free weights?
no, they
Or
have like machines and stuff
oh,
in
okay.
there. Yeah. Um. But
But anyways, yeah.
you good?
I'm good, dude. I'm enjoying life.
I meant,
I'm at
are you
a
good to finish the episode?
oh, yes, I guess. Look at Ashley. She's
I'm
already tired of
kidding.
talking to me.
No, I'm kidding. You're in a good place in life though right now.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy for
Yeah.
you. Me too. I
Are you?
literally, like, yeah, one of my coworkers messaged me. He's like, "Hey, how's it over there at Target?" Right? Because like I work for the Target account now.
Hmm.
And this is the account that like I started off driving for when I moved back to Texas. I
And
drove
while you were
for
in California? No.
California was 99 cent
Mentiras.
store, which they're
Yes.
closing.
I
Yeah.
know. You would have
um,
been out of a job.
I would have just been to a different account. But anyways, I drove for the Target account. That's where I first became like a training manager. First became a manager. So it's like Target holds a place in my heart.
Hmm.
And now that I'm back, it's like a lot better. He messaged me like, "Hey, how's it going over there?" And I'm like, "Everything is perfect. Like I love it." So
I'm
I'm really,
loving life.
yeah. Everything is good right now.
And then he's
Um,
like, I'm gonna move you in 6 weeks.
no. That guy just promoted out of Target. So he's the reason I was able to come back because he got a promotion.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
so I'm like, I tell my boss that I'm hitching my wagon to him and that like I am good chilling here for like a few years. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
stay comfortable here because I want to do different stuff, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, once you get forced to promote, because his boss like really likes him, right? So I'm like, I know that at some point he's gonna tell you, hey, you need to apply for this promotion, right? I'm gonna try to slide in and get your job. so
Again.
so I'm like, hey, I'm a chill here 3 4 5 years. I don't care. Like I love it here. I'm good. So
Good.
so everything's, yeah.
See, things are lining up. It was rough at the beginning
Things
of
did line up.
2024, but
Yeah. But things are looking up.
they are
Woohoo!
new
Second
beginnings.
second quarter of the year is looking good so far.
Yes, I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Lord knows we need a change. That sounded really religious, guys. I'm not that religious. I mean, I'm religious, but like
Amen.
also praise Jesus.
Oh my god. All
Hallelujah.
right. So if we could all bow our heads and pray.
We're switching it up, guys. We're doing an exit prayer.
Yeah. I guess.
Ready?
Wait. What's pray in Spanish? Oramos.
Oramos al
Right?
Señor.
Yeah. Aquí oramos. Yeah. All right. Anything else for this update episode? We've talked about the episode. We've talked about school. We've talked about the D. We've talked about pizza. We've talked about a lot of stuff.
I just want to say to all our wonderful listeners, thank you guys. I hope you guys continue to listen. I'm not going to speak for Ashley.
That I continue to listen.
No, I hope that you guys, the listeners, continue to
Oh,
listen.
okay. Yes.
And you continue to support us on our journey. And
Mhm.
hopefully, you guys start interacting with us a bit more, leaving us comments,
Mhm.
replying to our stories, things like that. We just want to make sure that we're reaching out to you guys and creating that community.
Mhm.
And we love you guys, and we can't wait to see where this goes.
Yes, and I don't want to speak for Sam, but like you said at the end,
Jerk.
like you said at the end, like I do love you guys. I love that you guys are supporting this platform that was just an idea, and is a lot of fun for Sam and I. I hope you guys, like we said, enjoy the conversations. But just, yeah, like a solid thank you because you guys are supporting like our dream with the podcast. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just solid thank you. We appreciate you. We love you guys. We can't wait to continue to grow with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this update episode. The next episode will be a topic episode. So we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.